sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and can even keep you from getting the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS. I just had a meeting with a guy who I hadn't met before, referred to me, and he asked me to come speak at an upcoming sales meeting that he and his team are having, which is something that I do for my clients. And occasionally, of course, I go speak. I do public speaking. I go and do keynotes, and I do go to other events where I might be asked to speak. So it's not an unusual request. But I asked the guy, I said, let's pretend it's the end of the day. And you're saying, and by the way, it's a half a day. You're saying, Walker, really great. So glad we invited you to come talk. What would have to happen? What would have to happen for you to be able to say that? And he knew exactly. He said, we would be able to differentiate ourselves from other people. We would be able to take our prospects through the buyer's journey. And we would understand and be much better at cross-selling and getting more business from our existing clients. I said, okay. So those things. And I said, and how long have I got? And he said, half a day, 3 hours. I was like, okay. Well, So here's what was going on in my mind. People don't know how to hire me or you. They don't know, right? And oftentimes they've been trained by crappy salespeople how to buy. My belief and what I told him was, man, I'd be happy to help you, but I'd have to charge you like $1 million and nothing would change. Because a lot of people have been raised to believe, and they've seen that sales training is an event. It's not a process. And again, this is common. This is how sales training has been sold for a long time. We're going to come in and rev your people up and give them some great ideas and send them on their way. The reality is that doesn't change shit. That's entertainment. We call it infotrainment, entertainment, something like that. I don't call it that, but somebody does. And so, like anything else, right? It's like telling people, okay, let's go to the gym for 45 minutes and everybody's going to work. And we're going to have one trainer who's going to show us all how to do it. And then he's going to leave. And your gym membership expires an hour later. The reality is, real change takes long-term, incremental training and then action. It takes accountability. It takes, first of all, somebody's got to be driven to make a change. I heard this great quote the other day that a synonym for growth is change, because you can't grow unless you change. And most people, you can't give any more than somebody reads a damn book and all of a sudden they're doing everything in the book. I mean, I think you'd have a better chance of reading a book and doing everything in the book than you would having somebody come train you for half a day. I told the guy, I said they'd be completely entertained. It'd be fun for me. I'd charge a hell of a lot of money and leave. But I couldn't do that with good conscience. I'm not going to do it with good conscience. And so, because I asked, I said, are y'all going to be able to do anything to back it up? And he said, no, not now. And I said, is that for a reason? He said, yeah, it's just not time. I get it, like everybody, right? They're trying to figure out what to do with their cash flow. It's not his fault. He's just trying to figure out what to do, and he didn't know how to hire me. So he reached out to get what he thought he could get. So let's turn this back on. So we decided not to work together. I don't know if he'll ever talk to me again, but, hey, some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? He was nice. I didn't mean to be rude. I hope I wasn't rude. But think about that for yourself. How do people really know how to hire you, to buy from you? My guess is they don't, right? There's some kind of a buyer school out there. They train people on, you got to get 3 prices. And, we got to get everybody to give us a presentation and then we're going to pick, right? Or they call and they ask the wrong questions. They don't know how to buy, right? They're concerned about price. And the reason they're concerned about price is because, hell, they don't trust anybody. And why should they? Everybody says about the same thing. We got better people, better service, better quality. Everybody says some version of that if they're ever asked why I should do business with you. It's because we got better people, better service, better quality, something like that, right? Well, how many of your competitors say we have worse quality, our people suck, and we're not worth the money? None of them are saying that. They say about the same damn thing. So we've talked about this before, right? You will not differentiate yourself by your product, not in a sales call. The only way you differentiate yourself is being different. Your approach has to be different. You can't look, sound, taste, feel like anybody else. Your job when you're in a sales call, right, is to understand why they need your help. What are they really looking for? Does it really matter? Do they have to fix it? Or is it something that, be nice to fix it, maybe not? Because if something would be nice to fix, maybe not, whatever you show them is going to be too damn expensive. If your sales cycle is really long, chances are you're going after people who say, that'd be nice, but I don't have to. If people are beating you up on price or that's all they care about, well, first of all, my rule with that is if somebody's just going to buy cheapest, and that's all they care about is price, they'll be your worst customer. They will be awful. They don't put any value in what you do. And they will demand the best. They'll demand everything. They'll be a pain in your ass. Have you ever had one of those? Somebody that you somehow either screwed up or on purpose got hired because you were cheapest. How'd that relationship go? My guess is most of the time, not so good. Maybe your business model is to sell cheapest. If you're selling something that's not a service, maybe you're selling a something, piece of equipment, software, something where you be the cheapest and you don't have to ever talk to them again. Maybe that's okay. But chances are, once again, if they go buy something else, they're probably going to go out to bid again. Think about you insurance folks, right? Selling commercial insurance. Just want cheapest. Just want lowest price. Why would you play that game? If you truly are better, why in the hell would you sell that for cheapest? Don't do it. You're not the right fit for everybody. Your business will be more defined by the business you turn down than what you take on. Because by turning down stuff that's not the right fit, you don't get jammed up doing work you don't want to do. You don't get jammed up doing customer service for people that don't appreciate who you are and what you do. If you take work that you should not take because it's not the right fit, they're not paying enough money, they're not going to appreciate you, that won't get better. And guess what? You'll be drugged down by that. And whatever it is you're working on now, you'll get more of that. If you're full of customers that don't treat you well, treat you badly, don't put any value in you, if that's what your business is, if that's what, half your business is, you'll get more of that. If you want better customers, if you want better clients, you need to start saying no more. And the customers that are the biggest pain in your ass, even if they're the biggest customer, The longer you hang around there, the more they're going to beat you up, the worse it's going to get, and they're going to go away someday anyway. Retrain your customers. Show them how they should work with you if they're not doing it right. The reason they treat you badly is because, number one, you let them. Number two, you took them on without helping them understand the rules of what the best way to work with you is, what you will accept and what you won't accept. Be more discerning about who you call on. Look for red flags in the conversation, in your sales conversation. Look for red flags that these people are not going to be the right fit. It's not worth the money. Even if you're getting huge profit margins, if somebody's treating you like shit, it's not worth it. And if you don't have to deal with them, but your employees do, I promise you're creating culture problems. If your employees hate dealing with some of the clients you bring in, you're doing it wrong. Walker McKay, with No BS Sales, we help sales teams find better clients, get better margin. We help them close business faster than they ever imagined. If that's something you're struggling with and you think we got to fix this now, we got to fix that this coming year, because if we're not doing that, we're going to be in trouble, call me. Let's have a conversation. I'll be straight up with you, just like I was straight up with the other guy. If I can't help, don't think it's the right fit, I'll tell you. Give you the same choice. I look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks for listening to No BS Sales School podcast. If you haven't already, please take 1 minute to write a quick review for the show. It really does make a huge difference. Also, subscribe to the show and please forward this episode to somebody else who needs to hear it. As a bonus for listening, I'm going to give you access to a free mini course, 7 expensive sales mistakes you're making and what you can do about it. Go to www.7salesmistakes.com and get access to the free mini course. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast.